Hi, welcome to Grant's Reviews. My name is Grant, obviously. Just wanted to do a review today on, well, I guess you can say it's a toy to some people, but in real life it's really not a toy. I just got a gently used AR-15 by Diamondback firearms. Keep in mind, I do not own any of the rights to Diamondback firearms. I'm just simply doing a review on their product. And also Firefield scope, 5-power zoom. This is the gun itself. It's got a free-floating barrel inside, stainless steel, aluminum, Picatinny rail. I currently have just a simple little foregrip for the front for it. I have fired it. It cycles pretty well, but out of everything, I've never seen an AR-15 honestly like this in my life. I haven't seen one of these simple things. In the back here, it has adjustable stock. I've seen that before, but I never seen this part, which if you look, there's a lever right here. This lever controls a lock for this, because as soon as you do that, it pushes up on the pin right here, which when you push down moves the pin. Of course, it doesn't do a very good job at keeping its hold there, because as soon as you apply just a little pressure, it smacks off. But still, for the simple fact of it does somewhat of a good job here, I like it. I'm probably going to switch out the stock with a different one along with some internal upgrades and everything. I won't be doing a firing test on this today because I live in a residential area in the countryside, so my neighbors are going to hear a gunshot and probably call the cops, which will not be good. But anyways, the inside of the gun is pretty basic, standard 223 or 5x56 round. I like it. It works fantastic. It's got enough power to do anything I need it to do. But one thing I got is this type of mag. It's called a P-mag. It's like, I want to say plastic, but feels a little more durable than your standardized plastic. And me being an avid hunter, I've went through tons of mags for different guns, and some people are going to probably criticize me and say, oh, it's not a mag, it's a clip. Tomato, tomato. It holds ammo. That's all that I care about. Quite simple. This, out of all the mags I've ever used in my life, this has to be the easiest to load, hands down. And the thing I like about this, it comes with what's called a dust cover. So this is loaded. I took 2 shells out to show how easy it is to load it. But you just flick the back open, and it pops off your little dust cover to cover up your ammo, so no dirt and debris gets in there. And just your standard 223 or 5.56 full metal jacket round. Now, most ammunitions and magazines, I'd have to fiddle with it more and try to, it was always a hassle for me to try and just get ammo in. But this, all I need is just a fingertip pressure. Line your round up simply and just push. It's that easy. Once again, put your round in and push. And that's literally how easy it is to do everything. They're really light mags. They seem sturdy. I prefer aluminum, but I think I might start switching up to these now. I have no aluminum mags for this. I only have these. I have, counting this one, I have 4 of them, which are currently all loaded up because, well, you get bored and you have a gun, new mags, you fill it up with ammo. But with the AR system, a lot of your mags are typically loaded through a bottom, which if you take this apart, you'd see all the internals. And that's what I'm going to do for you, is show you inside by simply removing 2 pins that don't come out any further. They actually stay in place, which is nice. The lower receiver and the upper receiver come apart, which is, I like that simply for the fact of, to clean it, you want to take your bolt carrier out, pull the T-handle, pop it back. After you gently place it on a soft surface, not like me, I have bricks out here right now. Then you just pull the bolt carrier out, just like that. You can tear everything else down and clean it up. You have a straight shot straight through the chamber to the barrel. Nothing that hard. And then taking it apart is the same as putting it back together. You just slide the bolt in, slide the T-handle down, then you push a little bit and it locks itself in place, so that way nothing falls out on you. Now, what I wanted to do, let me close my dust cover, is show you what happens when you put a magazine into your standard AR-15. Simple lower receiver just houses a few things, such as the safety, your trigger, your hammer, recoil spring, your bolt release, and a mag release switch here. Now what happens is, with your whole entire AR-15 together, what happens is you normally take your mag and push it in. Make sure, I normally tap it twice to make sure it's fully secured, or you can just do the eyeball test and see if your mag release is actually sticking up. But that's what it would look like inside your gun. And then every time you'd shoot around, it'd blow back, come back up, pick up the next round, which would then just slide along like that into the chamber to be fired next, and then it'd be ejected. But out of all the guns I've shot, and I use one particular hunting rifle for hunting, is my stepfather's 30-06. It is a Remington model, I forget the number to be exact, but it's pump action. It means it's like a shotgun almost. Every time, rather than just constantly pulling the trigger, you actually have to pump it back, eject one round, and then the next one's loaded in, and push it back forward to send it into the barrel. But like I said, everything in here is pretty much just basic. It's not that difficult. There's not a lot of parts in this little part right here. Not that many. But when you start getting into the upper receiver, there's a lot more parts and things to do. Now you notice on my fingers, they're starting to get a little greasy a little bit. That's because I keep all my firearms well lubricated, cleaned, because I don't want no malfunctions or anything. Like I said. And for this, it's aluminum. It's at least what I think it's made out of, because it's extremely light. It feels like nothing. I can do this all day, no problem. Now, when you add your upper receiver to your lower, what I do is I hold it between my arm here, and I line my first pin up, and I pop it through. You can then let go of it, and it'll hang there. Then what I normally do, after I check to make sure this push down, which is your bolt, and then just swing it up, push back on it, I can slide this pin right through. And that way, the AR-15 is back together now. The really cool thing about this is, and I'll give you a better demonstration after I take this scope off. We'll talk more about this later. To simply load around into the chamber, you put your mag in. Like I said, I like to hit it once or twice. And make sure it's in, because you don't want it flopping out when you're trying to fire. What you do is you grab your T-handle here. Notice my firearm is on safe. This is to fire, just straight up and down. This is safe, meaning since there is no round in the chamber, and I will prove that now, it is completely empty. There's nothing in here. Nothing's being ejected. There's nothing inside. It's clear. Is when it's on safe, You can pull on the trigger as hard as you want. It's not going to do anything. But when you put it on the fire, you pull it, you hear the hammer actually strike, which then strikes the firing pin, which strikes the back of the cartridge, causing the bolt to leave the barrel. So when you do that, of course, for some reason the hammer has to be down, well, has to be up in the ready to fire position, and then you can put it on safe. Otherwise, for some reason, it won't do that. But anyways, moving on. To putting a live round into your chamber, it's quite easy. Make sure your mag's in, and you simply grab the T-handle right here, which is conveniently locked. You can pull on it all you want unless you put your finger right here when you're pulling, which releases a little catch right here to keep your handle forward. What you do is you pull, and you'll notice right here this little piece. Normally it's closed. I call it the dust cover. I don't know if it has a technical name, obviously. I don't work with these platforms normally. This, like I said, is my first one. I just got it today. You then grab your T-handle firmly, pull back, and then as you go forward, you might be able to see it pushes around out of the mag, and you let go, puts it into your bolt. And then what you do then, so I can actually eject them round, otherwise the more I pull on the handle, the more rounds are going to keep going in, is to eject it. Say you're at the range and you don't want to shoot anymore, and you don't want your brass hitting the ground because that scuffs it up and messes up the inside of the barrel. Put your hand like this, cup it, pull back, and in this case it did what I wanted it to do. It didn't allow it to come out of here, it fell down out of the mag well. And you let go of it. I normally like to pull it back a few times, make sure it's clear, and then I flick my dust cover back up. But like I said, at no point in your life do you ever want to look down a barrel of a gun. Even if it's unloaded, even if it's taken apart, you always want to do it what I call the servicing way. When you're cleaning your firearm, do it like I said. Simple. You pop a pin out, you pull down on it, you pop this, you pull your bolt out, and what you can do is you can actually look straight down through it, right through. Make sure your rifling's okay. The thing about rifling is it's actually a spiral inside of it, excuse me, inside the barrel. So when the bullet is traveling through the barrel, it actually spins, which is, they figured out, is increases your accuracy. Pull that out, slide my bolt in. And everything is back together with a simple push up and push in on your pin. Now, like I said, I just flick this up to keep all the crap out of it, for the simple fact of AR-15s, I heard, are extremely reliable firearms. I haven't heard much bad things about them, and I've seen torture tests done countless times on these poor guns. But like I said, these are, from what I hear, extremely reliable firearms. Like I said, inside here, if you look, I'm not going to point the barrel at you. It's going to go actually over the phone. There's nothing contacting the inside of this barrel, which is what I was told is called a free floating barrel. But actually inside here there is support for it, obviously, otherwise as soon as you fired, your barrel would shoot out as well. But like I said, for the gun and the price, it's perfect. I mean, I love it. Like I said, I believe the guy I got it off of, which is actually one of my buddies, this is what he said was a Magpul foregrip, and just your standard AR-15 frame. Now, he gave me this along with it. This is a 5x zoom scope, which I like for one simple fact of good for hunting. The other fact I like on this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it really well, but on this side you got a knob. When you turn it this way, like that. Inside, the reticle, crosshairs and everything light up green. You turn it back again, it lights up red, which is extremely helpful. I love having a nice light up optic for the simple fact of it gives you the best of both worlds, kind of, rather than having a red dot sight which has little to no magnification at all for longer ranges on shooting. You can actually have almost a red dot sight with a little bit of zoom. Now this also has on the side here a laser, which does work, and that you can see. And this I can actually see. I have the scope sighted in. I can see the laser up to about 3 yards almost, which is fairly decent. Up top you actually have your different yardage. If you want to shoot from 3 or 4 yards, you can. All you gotta do is just simply turn a dial. It goes all the way up to 5 yards on it. So you can shoot, I guarantee you with other scopes you can shoot way out further. Like I said, the 223 is a small round. It is traveling fast and has a lot of power behind it. It's only a small bullet, but it does a lot of damage. The thing I have to say I like the most about this is for the simple fact of it's sleek. I love the color of it. Just for the simple fact of everything that's on this. And I still get a crystal clear picture looking through the scope. There's nothing else like it ever. And the fact that it has the light up reticle and also a laser mounted to the side, that saves tons of room for me to put whatever I want on the gun to accessorize it. Right now I also have a little ring here to mount a slinger if I want to. I can take that off anytime, switch it out with maybe a flashlight or something. I might actually, since I heard they're actually selling them now, get a grenade launcher mounted underneath here. Yeah, people are going to chew me out for it. Why do you need a grenade launcher? Why not? It's actually, to my knowledge, without the right permits, illegal to have explosive ordnance. So I'm not going to be getting explosive ordnance. I'll just be getting flare shells, basically. They're harmless. They could do damage to somebody, but they're pretty much harmless. They're not going to explode on people or anything. They just shoot like a regular flare out of a flare gun does. But like I said, that's pretty much all I have to say about this AR. And maybe later on this week, I'll eventually get up to the range here in my town where I live, and I'll do a little short vlog on me actually shooting it and throwing lead down range and see how well it performs. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me on there, honestly, because right now I'm just starting out on YouTube. I use my cell phone. I don't care. It got pretty decent quality videos, so like I said, that's the last thing I'm going to say on the AR-15. As I set it down nicely. I want to go back to the mag for the simple fact of people always tell me that's one thing. My buddy has an AR-15 and he has an aluminum mag and he hates it. He always gives them to me to load. I have no problem loading it. I enjoy loading mags. Give me 1,000 mags and the ammo to go in it. I'll load it all. But he normally gives it to me to do. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just taking a few rounds out. I took 5 rounds out right now. You can see I have pretty big hands, and these things are tiny. Nothing compared to a 30-06, in all honesty. 30-06 looks almost like that, only bigger. But I just want to prove how easy this is, because that's one thing that's always misguided and misleading, is how easy it is to actually load these. With very little pressure, all I have to do is take my thumb, push straight down. That's it. Push straight down. And you just repeat this. For these mags, you repeat it 30 times. So literally, in a little no time at all, I have all 30 rounds back in the mag. And when I'm not using it, I like to use the dust cover. You just put it on the front of the mag here. There's 2 little lips. Oops. You put these 2 on that. Roll it back over, and it locks in. It won't come off no matter what you do. But with little effort, you just put your thumb underneath the back, pop up. Normally flies off for me. Like that. Easy way. And then for home defense and everything, if you use an AR-15 for home defense, it's fast. You just click it off, throw it in your gun, put it around in the chamber, and you're done. But the reason I like that is, for what I said at the beginning, it hugs the top of the mag pretty well, so I don't see a lot of dust getting into it, to be honest. I mean, the mag is a pretty simple design. It just has the bottom plate here with a spring inside with a plastic guide that pushes up on the ammunition to feed it into the gun as it fires. Pretty simple design, but like I said, I love it. I'm going to be buying definitely more PMag for my gun because they're exceptional. They're light. On my tack vest, I can put 2 mags per pocket, and it doesn't weigh that much. All you're getting weight-wise is the ammunition inside versus your aluminum. The aluminum mags are actually heavier than this. With ammo in it, same thing, heavier. But like I said, I'm going to end this video here. Hope you liked it. If you did, like, share it, comment, and also please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Lets me know people are actually watching my video and they like what they're seeing. If you had to ask me, would I recommend buying an AR-15? I highly recommend it. Though another gun I will be getting hopefully soon is the AK-47. That is a 7x62, I believe. And that is just a mean gun. It's reliable all around. I haven't seen AKs fail yet. I mean, there probably are, but they do torture tests and everything, and they aim to make them fail. So, like I said, I'm going to end this video here. I will see you hopefully in a few days. I'll be at the range trying them out. So anyways, have a good day and hope you enjoyed. Bye.